Hi guys, just doing another infomercial. A little bit of Sax Monica, a little bit of Swiss Army Bong, but this is more about the van I'm sitting in. I've just built this. And the reason why is I lived in a van last year for 6 months in Wanaka in New Zealand. We all got stuck in our respective countries. We're still stuck here. So it was my daughter's van. It was a bit smaller. End of the season, she took it off me and said, "Dad, go get your own van." A couple of other expletives in there, but basically I went out and got my own van, and I sat there for a couple of months with nothing in it, and then set about building the first ever apartment. Now, it's a little bit like the Swiss Army, and I can't say the word, but it's got ong in it. Small and cool. It works, lots of features. This van you can genuinely live in. What I sort of figured out is that toilets are everywhere, so they don't really matter, but showers are nowhere. And if you're working and living in a van, as I am, you want a shower, and you don't want to have to join a gym and go for a swim and that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to do is take you through a little guided tour of the appartement. And this is a 2-day build. This is designed, and I joke a little bit, but for say a 22-year-old girl who really doesn't have any building experience, you can put this together in 2 days. So if you started on a Monday, I'd like to think that by a Wednesday you'd be almost finished and ready to doof, or whatever you want to do. You got then a lifetime of building character into your apartment. This is a very simple kit set. I created a jigsaw puzzle. There's a video that goes with it. It should answer almost all questions. Now, first up, it's a Toyota Jumbo van. These are great vans. They're commercial vans, and really what's happening is they're all hitting their 250,000 K sort of limit, and they're getting sold. So as commercial vehicles, they've been well serviced, well maintained. They're a Toyota for a start, so there you go. You shouldn't have any problem with the van. Even if it's got 220,000 Ks on it, that's just running it in for a Toyota. So what I've done is I've designed a system that is very simple. You buy the kit set, follow the instructions, and you should largely turn up with something that looks like this. Now I'm going to take you through a little wander through. Oh, by the way, that is the Sax Monica. That's something else I've designed. Coolest instrument of the 21st century. Does that whenever, wherever. Great in the Swiss Army van. Oh, sorry, the apartment. Swiss Army Ong is another cool little toy. You can have a look at that. You'll probably have to look at the website. Put .com on the end of Swiss Army Ong, Bong, whatever. See what comes up. Anyway, this is now ready to go. It's on the market. beautiful little bit of gadgetry. Got a lot of different options. Stealth mode there, lighter here. Your whatever you want to put in there goes there. That's just in stealth. You can figure it out, but easy. My true traveling companions. So here's the tour. I'm going to point out all the features. Okay, Toyota Hiace Jumbo. That means it's got the high top and it's a little bit wider than the others. A lot of them are used as commercial vehicles. Right, first feature. Now, I'm big on sound, so I put a speaker here, which rocks. I like sound and I like it loud. So the actual kit set doesn't come with that configuration, but that's pretty easy to make. Okay, what I decided is you need a rubbish bin. So, very easy, very simple, close to everything. Right, going in here, you have the kitchenette. A couple of Sax Monicas there, because I'm a Sax Monica developer, so they've got to be there. Right, now what this is, that's a little slider unit, because what happens is you drive off and you leave your stuff lying around your van and it all goes flying around the room. So there you go, that just slides out, it slides in, so it's very easy to clean. Pops up, pops down, no problems. Right, following on, you have the little kitchenette locker. Now if you open that, you can see I lead a pretty simple life, but that's really all I need. Now the actual kit set comes with a slightly bigger table section. I've built it out a bit. Now what's cool is this little knick-knack holder. That just sits there. You can throw your knickknacks in it. That's one of my knickknacks. Anything like keys, all sorts of shit can go in there. And it just stays there. So, carrying on back to the kitchen. You're in there, you got your locker. Okay, so here's your little kitchenette. This features a 2-burner heater and a sink. Now that all runs off gas, it's really efficient, small and cool. That works. Now, if you want to wash your dishes, take that up, turn the pump thing on, poof, and you have this amazing flow of water. Now that will actually pull outside if you want to hose yourself off from like a surf or something. So that just goes. Now that is hot water. That's connected up to a gas cylinder. Okay, to return that, flip it back down here. And lock it in there. So it just sits there like that. Clip. Job done. Okay, so the top goes down, so it's good to prep food on. If you guys are into prepping food, I don't do a lot of that myself, but that's your little kitchen area. Speaker, knick-knack holder. Now under there you have these lockers. You can either use them as for shoe lockers, you can do whatever you like with them, but I put my shoes in there because living in a van, you got smelly shoes, they're good to get hidden away from yourself. Right, now up in the little corner up here, I like drinking wine, so I've just made a nice little wine rack. All these little knickknacks come with the kit set, so easy to install. You can put that where you like, that just pops in, can't drop out, but you get a genuine wine glass. The reason why the headbands around them is so they don't chink together. That's my little design, it's quite cool. Now above the driver's cabinet, or the driver's seat, you have a tray. And you can probably see that takes all sorts of stuff. It just locks in. You can see how that's sitting up there. It's just all hooks into the door handle. Very easy to do. All just links together. Now, through here, you have these cool little cupboards, heaps of storage space for food, what other little items you want to put up there. Right, now if you notice, these little door latches, these circles, I've gone with the fact that I want something that never breaks, like never breaks. And I see a lot of people putting all these very cool kitchenette things in with sliding drawers and touch this and touch that. But I think over a 30,000 K period, you'll find that a lot of those hinges, a lot of that sort of stuff starts to break down. It's going to cost you quite a lot to fix. Okay, so my logic is I don't want it to break. Now down here you have a fridge. Not much of a fridge, but works. That alcove has actually been designed to have a real super duper fridge put in, but I don't want a super duper fridge, I just want a fridge. Underneath you'll see the wastewater goes into there. That's very easy to hook in, hook out, so capacity's good. But really, you're living in a van, you're on the move all the time, and so if capacity is about 10 litres, you just take it out, empty it down a toilet or down a drain or on the grass, fertilise the grass. Okay, underneath here is the califont. So you can see that, that's your hot water califont in there. Now, this is pretty cool. This here little unit is if you open the door, you have storage for all sorts of cleaning things. So if you pull it out like so and then move it over to there, you have another seat. So you can actually have two people that sit here in total comfort. One there, and then I can sit down on here and look that way. Which means that two people can sit here and have a meal in absolute comfort, sitting up straight. All your cooking facilities are right there. Other bits are right there. If you need to play a sax monica, it's right there. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, this is where it gets even trickier. This is a tricky dicky sort of number. If you then go there and open this, you have a toilet. But as I said, these are never used in the real world. They're purely for show. If you're in New Zealand, no one seems to use them. But they're bloody handy to convince the people that you're self-contained. So, there's your little stall, your little kitchenette setup, no probs. Right, down here is really quite cool. You got a little cupboard to put your broom and other bits and pieces in there. So that makes for a 1 minute clean in the morning, if you so choose. Right, now I'm going to put this back. I'm going to show you some of the other features in this van. Okay, so here's your living room. Believe it or not, I've gone for absolute comfort. I want to get as comfortable as possible. I'm not into sitting awkwardly and all the rest of it, so I just want total comfort. And this is total comfort. You can lie full stretch in there, heaps of cushions, or if you go under here, you can still lie full stretch right through there. You can put your feet under the drawer, and that's pretty cool. So 2 or 3 people can get super comfortable in here. You can have another couple of people up there. You can put your tunes on, and guess what? You got a van party or a van doof. So that, I'm going to spin around and just show you all this again from this angle. Right. Now let's have a look at some of the other features. What else do these cupboards hold and store? That's your power block. Now the good thing about this is all fused, so it reduces your power or your wiring in that dramatically. I see a lot of these big rigs and they got a huge amount of wiring involved. We're now talking 12 volt wiring systems. You don't need any of that stuff, to be perfectly honest, to live comfortably. The less of that stuff you have, the less stuff can break down. So let's have a look. Up above here, oh, there's my dream catcher. The girls gave me the dream catcher the other week. Okay, so you have once again little porthole style cupboards, heaps of space for knickknacks, books, clothes, whatever. You've got same again there. Once again, door latches that will never break. It's up to you what kind of door handles you want to put on. I've put some cool little colourful ones on from the hippie shop. It's all pretty cool. Okay, let's have a look at the other cupboards. Now in here we have a cupboard with shelves. Now I just happened to have a bunch of girls in the car the other day and they freaked out because it didn't have a mirror. I'm not so big on mirrors, but anyway, I went out and bought this super cool one. So, as you can see, you can do your makeup, you can check your presentation, and on that side is a normal mirror. If you spin it round, you get it 3 times, so you can check all your zits and whatever else you might have. Pluck your eyelashes, so that just pokes back in there, closes up there. Once again, will never break. Now, in here I have my inverter, and I have it there specifically for a reason, because when your batteries do die, the inverters start to beep, and if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you want to be able to turn the thing off. So, there you go. 3 cupboards, take heaps of stuff. Now, moving down here, this is your wardrobe, and this, believe it or not, takes full-size coat hangers. You can see my fashion sense is pretty limited, but that is a full-size coat hanger drawer, wardrobe, so you can hang your stuff up in there very easily. Now from here we move to this big cupboard. Once again, heaps of space. It just sort of works. That's looking out the window. I wanted to keep as much windows available as possible because I like looking out the windows. When I pull up at a beach or this amazing beautiful location that we have in New Zealand, I want to be able to sit there, lie back in absolute comfort and have a look. So there's another look in the cupboard. Oof. Very simple, but it works. All this you can see on the kit set plans that are following soon. Now, a van without an art drawer or a knick-knack drawer would not be much of a van. So, in here, I've fitted a cool little drawer. Now, that can be used for many, many, many things. But it's very simple. Slide shut, just like that. Now what we have here, because I figure that every girl has to have a shrine so she can pray to her shrine, I'm going to have to put this back here, so I'll try and pick this up with one hand. See if you can see it. Right, so that sits there, and then your shrine pops up and just hooks up. And that's my little shrine. I've got an elephant, a couple of candles, pictures, bits and pieces. But the beautiful thing about this will take a 27-inch TV, and it does sit level. So if you have a 27-inch TV and you're a gamer, you can kick back, because I'm kick back, and just play games if you so choose. So there you go. That is the shrine. The partment shrine, and it will work every time. There's no hinges, there's no running gear, it will never break. Now you can put any thing you want in there, you can change those bits of wood, the partitions, that's up to you to try to decide. You know, I'm not bothered either way, but my setup seems to work well for me. Right, so if we spin around, and then you'll see that we have under this couch, we have these lockers. And I'll show you the ones from the inside. You have 2 very big storage lockers in here. Now, I seem to have a lot of tools, so I put my tools in here. And if you notice, it is designed to take a 10-litre plastic bucket, which are amazing buckets. You can put all sorts of stuff in there. Clips down, so it's the same on this end. So you have another big locker there. So if you think you're going to run out of storage, I don't think you are. Right, so that's that. Now, I'm going to take you around and show you the back of the van. We have some surprises coming up. Okay, in the back of the van we have more storage, but we have a few other features. We got some real estate here that I wanted to cash in on. When it's raining, that's the nice thing about these Toyotas, is the back seat goes up. If it's raining, you can just put the seat down and have a cup of tea or a glass of wine, or play your sax monica, or maybe have a bong hit on your Swiss Army bong that comes with the partment. Sax monicas, Swiss Army bongs all come with the partment. Right, so that's your seat. Super strong, very simple, never gonna break. Ooh. Take a few people. Right, so then you have in the back here, it's my wetsuit locker, so that's a pretty big sizable locker. I do a bit of surfing, so I don't know, I gotta keep my wetsuits. Then you have this cupboard here. So once again, a big locker through here. You can put heaps of shit in it. It just works. Won't break. Hinges. You'll notice on the kit set that this is actually a porthole system as opposed to a square door. They just seem to work better. So that easy latches up just with a hook. So that's the back. You see the design there? It's got some cool shape in it. And this is the van from the back. So you might understand you can get super comfortable in it. Your little shrine over there. Everything you would ever need to lead a peaceful life. Okay, in order to get the bed down, now this is the bed up there, that's the underside of the bed. And it has to be well, it's best to have it ventilated, hence the nice pattern of holes. And I'm going to show you how that comes down and makes a full-size bed right here that is so comfortable that it's hard to get out of in the morning. Okay, I'm going to try and I'll show you how the bed works. This is a little miracle trick that gives you a full-size bed. Really good solid bed, good mattress, easy to put down, easy to take away. And so if you use this little button here and you press it, the bed should come down. Okay, so that bed's fully made up. Smash all the cushions back, and you've got the coziest little nest that you would ever need. It gets super cozy in here, and it's solid. It's really solid. It's not going to fall apart. The holes on the underside, as you can see, it's for aerating the mattress, so you don't need to worry too much about that. And then to put it back, just take the pillows off. And I got heaps of pillows because I want super comfort. Tuck all that in. So that's sort of a made up bed. And in theory, it should just go straight back up. So that's the bed in and out. The system that I've used here is so simple, it can't break. Some of these beds that I've seen in these camper vans are pretty yeah, sort of technical, cost a lot of money. This system costs next to nothing. It will work forever and a day. It can't break. When I say it can't break, it can't break. So it will always work as efficiently as that. And goes down. Pull that slightly over there because I got door handle. And goes up. And then you can just tuck your mattress, bedding and shit in, make it disappear. But yeah, that's a sort of real treat. So what you get is basically a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom, all in the same van. But it's genuinely good. You don't have those split mattresses and where you're folding shit out, and you know that sort of stuff. And you always get a split mattress, and you always end up with the split because whoever you're in there with never seems to get it. So I think I've solved that problem. And then you're perfectly comfortable sitting up here straight. Now my logic is you don't really need to be able to stand up in a van straight, but you do have to be able to sit up straight. If I want to stand up straight, I'll go outside. It's literally just there. And I do see this focus on being able to stand up straight, but if you actually think about it, how much time in your house do you spend standing up straight? Not a lot. You're generally sitting down, lying down, crash out on a couch. But the distance between the floor and the ceiling is 1.65 centimeters, so many of you are going to be able to fit in here anyway. I've got to stoop my head a little bit, but it's not a big issue because I've got the seating space where I can sit down and prep food, that sort of stuff. And that's a bigger, I'd much rather have the comfort of this, you know, be able to crash right out and generally be comfortable. I don't want to be sort of in an awkward situation, and I want to be able to lie right out, get super comfortable, watch YouTube, do the Netflix thing, chip away on my computer, and there you go. So that's the bed done. I think that's pretty much most of the van. The little tricks, there's a few more hidden tricks in here, but everything's very simple. Everything you buy would be off the shelf from a Bunnings or a Home Depot or a Mitre 10. There's nothing complicated in here. There'll be a full list of instructions and materials you would be required. Obviously you got to get the van, buy the kit set, and then assemble it. And it's largely just screws, Phillips head screwdriver, a battery drill, a rubber hammer, and a pair of pliers, and you can make this whole thing in a couple of days. And if you do that, you're gonna love it. It really is pretty cool. I've been living in this now for 2 months. I've worked out all the quirks. I've modified the kit set. Everything I've seen here, I've gone, I can do that a little bit better, so I've spent 2 months just blinging things out, making things a little bit better. All the little things, when you build something or prototype something, it's hard to get it 100% right, but I've now had a couple of months of going, that needs to be changed, that needs to be changed, and so all those little changes have come through into the kit set that you can see spinning around, maybe on your, maybe on the screen now. And yeah, you'll see how simple it is to build, all the workings, and if you go for it, good luck. Ooh, I'd be super impressed. Anyway, that's my house, and I'm out of here. Okay, and you thought the partment does not have a shower. You're going, hey, that's the one thing he's forgotten. But that was the first thing that went in after my speaker. And to boot, it's got a shower curtain. This just sits behind the back of the seat. I really haven't had too many showers, but it does work. So if you do that, and this, put the shower thing together, should all bunch together somehow like that. Now this is designed to poke into a specially positioned hole here, spin around and go into here. So believe it or not, you have a shower and a shower curtain. Now, it might not be 100% sufficient for some of the modest people, but you can make the shower curtain longer. I've just chopped it down. And then what happens, this is a hot shower as well, this isn't a cold shower. And the way these pressure pumps work is you just turn the shower on and you get a really good shower. And that just clips up there, and if you do this, you get a beautiful hot shower. And that is genuinely hot. Oh, it is hot. So you have a shower, you have a shower curtain for the modest one. But it's really nice to pull up in amazing locations, get the sounds going, and have a shower. And you can put this outside the other window as well. It's just, you get the extra addition of the protection from the door. All those people running around looking at people having showers on the side of the road get a bit annoyed. So anyway, that works like a dream. So that's my shower. And I'm super stoked with it. Okay, it's the last little knick-knack, and this is pretty cool. This is a little holder. Put your wine glass, put your cup of coffee. It'll slip anywhere on there. It'll position itself up nicely up here. So if you have them sitting there, or on any of the 18mm slots, it'll just slide in and sit there nicely. It's very simple, but it's really, really handy. And then if you want to put it away, not have it in the way, you can just drop it straight up here and it will stay there forever. Won't bounce off when you're driving around. So just a little recap. What we have is we have a lot of storage in the front. We have the kitchenette. Shower goes out the window. Toilet, stall, fridge, lockers and wardrobe. Back system, it's a bit messy now, but it's super comfortable when it's all set out. Your little shrine. Now what I've got for electronics is I have lights, and this is super funky. If you press it once, it goes blue. If you press it twice, hold your finger on, it goes white. So that's a perfect little reading light. Or if you're doing art on your little workbench here, it just works a treat. So under here, now here's another good trick, is I've tried to make it very easy to put curtains up, because curtains are a pain in the ass, but they do retain a huge amount of heat. So I've just used simple curtains. I bought a drop sheet from Bunnings, a Wagner painting drop sheet, cost me $26. I think I bought 2 of them, so curtains you can do for next to nothing, and they just stand up, they just hang up with that standard sort of curtainy thing, but you do have places to screw it all into. There's another little place you can put knickknacks up there, a knickknack holder. Behind the box is the magic on the bed, makes it go up and down. There's a trade secret. There's your little coffee pot holder, everything like that. You're above the driver's seat thing. Now, here's another little trick I'm going to show you. And so that's my fridge. So I'll just back off a bit so you can see what's going on. Okay, because it's such a high van and I've got a roof rack, and obviously I've got my surfboards and I'm probably going to have skis up there and that sort of stuff. I want to be able to get up there, so I've got a little roof terrace, which is really pretty cool. In the afternoon, after a surf, and you got a glass of wine or, I don't know, something like that. So instead of trying to build a ladder on the side of the car, on the side of the van, I'm big on not reinventing the wheel. If it's there and you can buy it, and it's easy and it's cheap, buy it. So, for $89, I got this. Check it out. It fits perfectly in the back lockers, or it can sit on the roof rack. But this is an extending ladder, and it's so cool. just like that. And hey presto, I can get to my surfboards, I can get to my roof terrace. It's all pretty easy. So, yep, tying surfboards on. And the nice thing about this is because it's so high, no one can steal your surfboards. And that is damn good, because they're expensive surfboards. To make this go away, just hit the buttons. Oof, oof, oof. And there you go, there you have it. That's your access to the roof. I got an 18mm bit of ply up there, easily takes my weight and a couple of others, a couple of deck chairs in the afternoon. I have been known to get the Swiss Army bong out there just because it's nice, and play my saxonica. And so just in case you've forgotten about these two cool gadgets, that's the Swiss Army B-O-N-G. Put .com on the end of it and you will find it. Or if you want to jam some blues, now if you were to build a partment, you will get one of these sent to you, and imagine one of these. Now you might not appreciate them, but I'm really sure you can find someone that will. Okay, some other tidbits of information. I'm carrying a 100 amp hour battery. I've got about 30 litres of water stored under the floor. Now the kit set, I've changed that around. It's just easier to put it inside, and I've got a lot of space to use. You'll see that in the designs. But there is two big spaces under the floor, and you can use that for water storage or a house battery. Clears up a bit of space inside. I'll show you how to do this. It's very simple. When I say this is a 2-day van build, I genuinely mean it's a 2-day van build for someone with no experience. This is a bit like IKEA, but I've used good materials. 18mm marine ply is just absolutely beautiful stuff to work with. This is all CNC cut, or it will be. So it's cut to the 10th of a millimeter, 100% accuracy. The kit set is very well formulated. Now the way everything works, as I said, there's no van prep. You just take the seats out, lift the carpets up, and that's it. Now if you watch some of the ensuing clips, you'll see how this goes together. But in case you need to service the van, which you obviously do, all of this just lifts out. It's not connected to anything, so you just lift it out, take it into the service, get it serviced, because the seats have to come back, and then replace it. So nothing is connected to the van. I've used a slightly different building technique where I've built off the center line out as opposed to the out in, which means this is a completely freestanding kit set. You can build it on the ground and it will hold itself up. The van is just the cover, if you know what I mean. So you start out, you build 7 boxes. Box, 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 and a box. And you build those on the workbench that I provided. And if you see the video, I turn the bed base into a workbench. And the reason I do that is a hell of a lot easier to work standing up than trying to do this. I'll show you all the little tricks about the electricity, about the plumbing, and about the gas. These are very simple procedures. If you haven't done it before, you'll think it's complicated. But I think if you follow the step-by-step procedure, you'll realize it's actually very easy. And at the end of it, if you manage to build this in 2 or 3 days, hey look, take a week, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna feel pretty pleased with yourself if you haven't built something before. And then the result of what you get is the coolest living situation ever. You're mobile. I've picked this Toyota van because it drives like a car. You're moving around supermarkets, you want to be able to park, all those little things that tend to annoy you with the bigger vans. Lots of windows. It's got a 2.7 litre motor, so it will tow horse floats, it'll tow boats, it'll tow jet skis without a problem. Another feature, things like filling water. I'll show you that in another, probably a photo, but it's very simple. The 100 amp hours gives me ample power. I've got charging. My big feature was to put charging locations because I want to get absolutely as comfortable as possible and not have to worry about charging things like computers. So I've I've located power in the right places and so forth. You can follow what I've done, or you can do whatever you like. I don't mind. If you want to make changes, plywood's such an amazing material to work with. If you manage to assemble this, you'll understand what I'm saying. And if you feel like changing stuff, well, that's easy. Just get some more plywood, cut it, put it in to your change. This one suits me, and I'm pretty sure it's going to suit a lot of other people, but that's not to say you guys can't do a better job and make some cool changes. So yeah, you get the raw materials, you buy the van, follow the video. If you want me to build it for you, if you're in New Zealand, I can arrange that, that's no problems. But yeah, let's say if you started on a Monday, you've got to open the package. Preferably you put a coat of oil on it, and I just use Dutch oil? No, Swedish oil, Danish oil. Very easy to use. Brush it on, rag it off, but it's really good to get a coat of that on before you start assembling. Because your hands make the plywood dirty, it'll stop you having to sand and so forth. You might have to aerosol the edges or some of the edges, and I can show you a very easy way to do that. That's not a problem, but it does give you a super finish. Once the van's installed, or the kit set is built, you can then further oil it, give it a light sand with 220 grit sandpaper, oil it again. But the nice thing about oil is whenever you get a few scratches, you can just rub new oil on it and it'll bring it up looking new. Because it's plywood, it's not going to fall apart. It's marine ply, and I'll give you an explanation of the different plies. But I've looked at Meranti and Gaboon. This is done in Gaboon, which is a slightly darker, heavier ply. The Meranti looks lovely. And so the construction method really is you just put the floor down, and that's your template, and then everything locks into place. Now, something else that's quite significant is that because it's modular, you can take different components out. So for argument's sake, you've got a $10,000 mountain bike, you're off to a competition, you don't want to leave it outside, you can just take that back module out and the bike will fit it perfectly. The bed will still function, the kitchen will still function, you can still get comfortable. So yeah, you got a few features that maybe some other vans haven't got. And largely the simplicity of this and the fact it's Toyota, it's going to go forever. So there you go, that's the first ever apartment. You're looking at it along with the Sachs moniker, Swiss Army Bong, this, and we do have some other very cool stuff coming out in the course of time. So this was just a summer project just to get me going, because we all got stuck in our respective countries. I would normally have been overseas at this time of the year, but I'm not. So I wanted the van life because it is actually the best lineup of life I could see. And there's another bit of a motivation with this, is that I don't know if you younger guys have realized it, but what's happened with all this money printing that everybody's talking about, they're borrowing your money and they're giving it to your parents and leaving you guys to pick up the bill, because they're borrowing it from the future. If you understand economics, life is getting tough. Houses are getting so ridiculously expensive that maybe you've got to come up with an alternative. And the alternative I see is if your wages aren't going to go up, and I very much doubt they will, because taxes are going to go up, so that's going to balance it out. If your wages aren't going to go up, you've got to delete your expenses. And so things like rent, power, these are your expenses. This gives you the mobility to live out in the country, you know, and actually make some pretty good money. So that's my theory on it. Van life rocks, as millions of people are finding out. You have this amazing independence that is just cool. And so this is my contribution to van life. And I hope you guys, maybe some of you guys might enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. This is van life at a doof.
Well, that's a good one.
How much is that commission?